Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lichess Liga 4C Team Battle. We're going to be following the English chess players. I'm joined by, how are you, Danny? GM Danny Gormally. How are you doing?
Oh, amazing. Obviously, we've had the shocking news that Magnus Carlsen will no longer be defending his world title. So that's an interesting discussion point for later.
Yeah. I'm gonna while we will talk about that. I'm gonna click on Keith's game. GM Atomrod, who is berserking against Krasimir Kirchev, 1973.
It's a very kind of, I don't know, like East European name. I don't know if you really up with your names, but that sounds like some sort of Bulgarian or possibly, I'm not sure, like Balkan type of name, or maybe Russian.
Russian. Ah, you're right, Danny. Team Kesavana is the best chess club in northeastern Bulgaria.
There you go. You see,
put it in one. Very good.
That's why I won the pub quiz the other night. You know.
Yeah.
Bishop A6, Natasha, is a very dry move. I think that Keith's style, he just likes to destroy the opponent's play.
I think he just wants to make the opponent.
No, he just likes to destroy them. Let's just slag him off. Let's just get straight into the Keith slagging.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Very negative play, just likes to destroy the opponent. It's a very boring and dry style. There's nothing good you can say about it. It's like a poor man's Carlsen. That's it. But I think Bishop B7 is more... to me, I would go Bishop B7, but this has got his plus points. Yeah, clearly you go for this...
what do you call it? Is this a hedgehog with B6 and an A6 and D6 and E6?
Well, maybe, but not really. I think it's just a decent opening for black. And you got this kind of minority attack now.
Oh, yeah. He's doing his usual stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would probably start with G6 is a good move because it gives a square for the bishop. So now, can White play D5 maybe, but then E5, and the knight on E4 might have a bit of a problem. Yeah, so White has to try and create some play. He's creating a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, Keith doesn't like people attacking his king, but he's got it under control. It's all defended.
That's a clever move as well. But maybe White could have gone for G4 and not even bother with Queen C6. He's gone F4.
Classic Keith trying to swap off the.
Yeah, but I don't think it's endgame. D5 for White. D5. Yeah, that's the correct move. Because now you have to go E5. So the question is.
Oh, he takes with the bishop, so there's no passed pawn.
He will get in B4.
He's going to go B4, isn't he?
B3 wasn't really the best. I feel that was a little bit slow there, but it might have been okay. But now you're dropping pawns, so I think it's bad. Yeah, so clearly White didn't do the best. I think White had a good position at one point, but he just played some sloppy moves, and now he's in trouble.
Keith's going to win this, unless time comes into it. But he's left himself.
I don't really see a good move for White. It just looking very bad. Too many pawns down. He's quite clinical once he, I think we said this before, he's quite clinical once he gets an advantage.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give you any chances. But I think at one point White was doing well, but he didn't quite make the best of it. When you play against Keith, I think you've got to keep the game quite active and, keep some counterplay in the locker. If he starts getting like a clear edge with no counterplay, it's unpleasant position.
Yeah.
That's true against most GMs, to be fair, I did see there was a GM yesterday on Facebook, and I looked him up on FIDE, and he was rated 2090, which I think was a very low rating for a GM.
Wow. How old was he?
This guy is probably in his 60s. I think his name is Rashid Zaitanov, and I remember playing him.
Yeah.
In the I don't know if you remember, there was a chess and bridge center in Clapham Junction.
I remember that. Yeah. I used to play there. It was like late night.
late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Until Malcolm Payne's has started his chess shop up. That was like the main. It was just run by a guy called Julian Simpole.
Okay. Yeah.
And they used to run like, it was in a gala bingo hall, and I used to sort of bunk off school and go there.
Yeah.
And I ran into this guy, Rashid Zaitinov. He was probably like the best player I'd played at the time, or one of the best players I'd played at that time. I was only about 12 years of age, and he was rated about 2,400. And I was like virtual unknown. And I think I drew, maybe I lost one game, but I think I held my own against him, more or less. And he said, "Oh, you're a good player." And I reminded him of this on Facebook yesterday, and he didn't even bloody respond. All these years I've seen.
Oh, he's denying it all.
It's funny how you remember these old games.
Wasn't it used to be Don Mackle used to play there, and Connor Bracken, and
I don't remember those. I remember playing Andy Kitchloo, and he played really, really fast against me. Remember Andy Kitchloo?
Yeah.
Bit of a character around about those times. He played really, really. He played instantly against me, and I was thinking at the time I was quite a weak player, and I was thinking.
So how old were you when you went along to there? I guess I must have been. I was in my.
I probably didn't know you. I was like I say, I was not a particularly high rated player, so I wasn't like. I would have probably been about 11, like 12 or 13. I remember playing Luke Shane when he was 4, and I was 12.
Oh gosh!
4. And I crushed him.
Wow! But he was only 4.
Well,
I played him when he was 6, I think. I beat him when he was 6. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I got one up on you then.
Yeah.
But I don't think I did very well against him after that. But
I was on 4.5 out of 5 against him at one stage.
C6 for black. Yeah, that's what he's played. Yeah. Queen B6. I remember this David Wilson. He's not a bad player, actually. Bishop A2, just take the pawn. That's what he's done. Wow, I'm impressed. The guy can actually play. I'm in shock.
Now, is Bishop C3 a threat?
I don't really think you need that move. I wouldn't even consider it.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, yeah, you probably could play it. But I think the king can go to D3 eventually when you check on B2. So you got Bishop C3, pawn takes the bishop, Queen B1, King D2, Queen B2, but then King D3. And if Bishop C4, King takes C4 because the Queen is defended by the Knight on F4. So now Queen A1
this one threatens mate.
Threat.
I have to do it this way around, don't I? There we go.
Yeah.
Threatens mate.
Yeah, I remember it was run by Julian Simpole, and it was in a bingo hall in Clapham Junction. So it was one of the first chess venues I kind of came across.
Yeah.
And I remember playing King's Head Congress around about that time. I don't know if you ever remember the King's Head Congresses.
Yeah, well, that was the one. That was the one when Mark Hebden turned 40, wasn't it? And I asked the organizer to put him on board 40, and he wasn't very amused.
Right.
So we played on board 40 all day.
Well, yeah, I remember.
Now you can do Bishop C3.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's found that's impressive.
Hi, Ocelot.
Yeah, I remember watching.
You can't do that. Can you? Rook takes. Only rook takes. Queen C5.
Yeah, that's a bit careless. Yeah, but now he's got rook C. No, that's a blunder.
Queen G1.
You had to go rook C2.
This is all right.
But then Queen takes E3. Maybe this Wilson guy's running an engine.
No, he's not.
But yeah, I remember playing it was like either the major or the minor. I think I played in the major, and I lost to some guy, some Italian with an Italian sounding name. I can't actually remember his name, but he's quite a familiar. Anyway, it was like I got crushed early, so that I remembered. Yeah. And I remember somebody doing a masterclass on the Saturday night, and they were teaching this line of Trompowsky where you go D4, bishop D4, knight F6, bishop G5, knight E4, and then you do something with H4, and when they take on G5, you take, and then you quickly go G6. I remember that because I mentioned that in my book. And so no, knight G3 is a threat.
I've got your book, Danny, but I haven't read it yet. Knight G3 you can. Kevin's saying he's never played in a bingo hall, but he has played in a casino. And Heb's won £1,000.
I played in that casino. Actually, I think I lost to Hebden. Yeah, Hebden. I just can't seem to escape the guy. I lost to Hebden. Well, I was doing well in that game, but I ended up. He sort of did his king. I did. I think I won that tournament as well. It was in the Huddersfield Casino. Maybe I won that tournament the year before or 2 years before. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember Hebden playing John Nunn in the final round in the Open, and he lost in some kind of, maybe it was E4, E5. I remember. I think he was black. It's hard to believe that now, 20 odd years later, probably about 25 years later, he's still playing board ones and board twos of weekend congresses even now, just goes to show that chess isn't really a sport, Natasha. Because
You never lose it, Danny.
If it was, you wouldn't get all these old men doing so well, No, I mean, it's a bit like that in tennis now. Tennis now, people got all this longevity that they probably didn't have like 25 years ago. So Carlsen's decided to retire from World Championship. What did you think about that?
Well, I know he wasn't enjoying the previous, or the one before last against Karyakin. He wasn't enjoying. I got the impression. So then you kind of think, well,
the one before last was actually the one against Caruana. I think the one against Karyakin was 2016.
No, you're absolutely right. The one against Caruana, he wasn't enjoying because it was.
Well, I think he said he did have moments in that match where he was enjoying it, but yeah, but I think the part of the problem now is all this heavy computer preparation. It's kind of destroying the creativity of the game. It can't be fun just to sit there learning endless lines of computer like analysis. In my opinion, and doing that for months on end and doing that for 6 months a year, every 2 years.
Yeah. You can see why it wouldn't be appealing to play a match.
I wouldn't want to play that match.
No.
If I had the money in the bank, I mean, obviously, like now, if somebody offers that to me, I'm going to take it because I wouldn't bother to play it if I, was in Magnus Carlsen's situation. No,
that's right. You think he can think I've done well, so why do I have to do something I don't really want to do?
Yeah, and also I think you're playing against essentially a Russian. That is the other problem. He's a Russian player. So I don't think that necessarily dictated his decision. I think he wouldn't have played anyway, but it doesn't help. Okay, I know Nepomny actually is a nice guy. He's considered, quite highly and everything, but he's still Russian. And that match is going to struggle. The Ding match is going to struggle to get any sponsorship, certainly in the West. So yeah, I think part of the problem, Natasha, is now, back in the day, you had really the World Championship was really the only thing that mattered. But now you've got so many different ways you can make money as a chess professional. All this streaming like Nakamura does and everything, and all these different tournaments they have. You don't need to have the World Championship, but at the same time, it gives Magnus that extra kind of, it's a title that everybody recognizes, everybody knows who is the world chess champion. It's Magnus Carlsen. To take that away is a big thing,
Yeah. Thing is, though, right? He could either beat Nepo again, or lose. And if he wins,
would have zero motivation to play that match. Zero motivation. If everybody expects him to win, if he doesn't win, he looks like an idiot. So he's completely, absolutely zero motivation to play that match. He's already beaten him. What's he got to prove?
And once you're in that situation, you might not do your best as well.
Exactly. And my personal opinion is, I think that this will force FIDE to change the rules on the World Championships, because they will, unless they're stupid, they will recognise that Magnus is by far the biggest drawer in chess.
Yeah.
And you got to have him involved in the World Championship somehow. If he drops out,
what should they do? Make it faster?
Well, I think that they should turn it, in my personal opinion, they should turn it into some kind of tournament. I know they had a knockout back in sort of 2000s. I don't see why they can't just go back to that. I know there were flaws with that format, but there's flaws. They could also make the candidates a world championship. I know not everybody agrees with that, but in my opinion, why not? Or make some big Swiss tournament a world championship. Just have it once every year. You have a snooker championship once every year. Why not the chess? It's more fun for the public. There'll be more rapid play games involved, more blitz games involved. So you see who the stronger players are. There has to be a way, whatever they do, there has to be a way that they can involve Magnus Carlsen. Because if Magnus Carlsen drops out, the next person to become world champion, like a Farouja or whatever, who's to say they won't, or Ding or whoever it is, who's to say they won't have the same opinion and say, I don't want to play all these boring long matches either.
Well, this is it. And I mean,
I'm not sure about this rook takes b3 move. This is just dropping piece.
Oh dear, wood pusher.
Well, I think he thought it was mate. But maybe he's just going for. Sorry, what were you saying anyway? Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, like, if the crowd is preferring faster, I don't know whether that's true. Just because I would prefer faster, it doesn't mean everyone would prefer faster. But if the crowd is preferring faster and the players find it a bit of a slog with these long matches, then why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like all this World Championship match. I mean, I did the annotations for Informator.
Yeah.
And I was really glad that they only went 11 games rather than the 14 that they were scheduled to play. It just seemed like such a long slog and so tedious to play the same person over and over again. I don't really see the appeal of it, to be honest with you.
And the thing is, right, people like these days just have a shorter attention span than they used to, right? Or I certainly do. Like they used to quite like having these long world championships and then be reported in the newspaper the next day and all this.
Yeah, I think exactly. It's like something we were used to. By the way, Kevin Winter asked me whether I played in the rapid play in the 1980s.
Yes.
It was apparently in Leeds. Was that the British rapid play, Kevin? I don't know. I certainly didn't play one where there was a 10K first prize. So I didn't play in that one, no. As for the question is why are prizes in English chess not what they were, you got a very limited, vanishing number of chess professionals. Like now you've probably got Mark Hebden, that's it, Keith Harkle, that's it, who purely play. You've got that, probably back then you'd have had far more. Is mainly due to the prize money, yeah, and everything now is probably at best what it was back then, but obviously everything else is far more expensive. So I think the problem is that chess just isn't that appealing as an activity by the general public. Isn't considered a particularly.
Yeah, I guess when it was huge news with Fischer, then chess was cool and everyone, like the sponsor, wanted to be part of that action.
Well, that's it. But also, Natasha, I think people were better. Probably had better people looking for sponsorship. We had people like Stuart Rubin and Ray Keane, and I know these people had his flaw. I mean, Tim Wall was mentioning Jerry Walsh the other day. It was like a blast from the past, that name coming up. I've forgotten he even existed, right?
No, not at all. No. He's one of the trustees actually of the John Robinson Youth Chess Trust, so he's still quite active in. He still cares about chess and is still quite active.
I think he's knocking on a bit now, though. He's knocking on a bit, but he was quite an active organizer. So I think a lot of it really comes down to the organisation and whether people are willing to go out and look for. And obviously, it's difficult to get sponsorship now because a lot of companies are struggling. Someone else talked about Magnus Carlsen's business empire. Well, Play Magnus is struggling. They're not doing very well because maybe they've overexpanded or for whatever reason. So, I mean, a lot of events in England are now sponsored by Chessable. You start to question, well, the knight might be getting trapped, Natasha. King b6. I think White's got into a little bit of trouble. He shouldn't have allowed this. It's a bit careless. I'm sure a few moves earlier. Could he have avoided this if you go back a few moves?
Let's see. So, say we were here.
Yeah. Can you go back a little bit even further? Oh no, so was his knight always in trouble? I guess he could have gone G4 immediately, maybe tried to go knight D. Oh, but then knight H4 would have been a problem. So how did he get the knight to B7? I didn't quite. Oh, okay. But what he could have done, maybe he could have gone E4. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's strange how the knight ends up on B7 in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't
I
have
think
to take on
you've
B7.
got knight B7 here.
Or
Yeah,
knight
knight
E5 or
B7.
something. Yeah.
And if knight A6, then yeah, actually, yeah, knight A6 might be a problem because of rook D7 and king E8. So you've still got a bit of an issue. So you don't have to take on B7. You don't have to take on B7, for example.
Yeah.
There probably is a way to get out of it after rook B7, knight B7, knight F5, for example. You could go D3 and E4. You know, there's some clever way of getting out of trouble. I'm sure there must be, or maybe A5 like in the game. I don't know. But so now he's in trouble. Is he?
Our guy's black though, so we're okay.
Yeah. I was just wondering. Oh, okay. But now he's gone. Wow, this is interesting. So now he's got these huge.
Yes, he still has to win this, doesn't he?
I hate these positions if you're black because it's so easy to push the pawns, and it's so hard to redo much with a knight.
You've got to be careful here. Yeah, here. Okay.
That's a good move. I'm not sure why it should have allowed that.
Yeah.
Probably black is drawing, but maybe not more than that. Is that a fair assessment? I don't really see how you make progress. Like, king there.
King D.
Maybe you have to just repeat, because I think it's going to end up in a draw.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Probably wasn't winning by that point anyway.
You thought so at the point. You'd have thought so at the point where black won the knight. Okay, Piscatorix is berserking against Framalki.
Who's Piscatorix again?
Piscatorix, I know this. It's Joe Conlon.
Ah, right. A name from the past. I feel like not really somebody who's very active.
Well, I think he's got kids that play now, or he's
okay.
An involvement in junior chess. So I think
nice.
He actually I think he does quite a lot at the moment.
Right, so probably involved in organisation and stuff. Yeah, the kids are the future. I'm going to sing a song in a minute.
Oh, please, Danny. Yes.
What's that? What's that one where she goes?
Are you Whitney Houston?
I believe the children are our future. Treat them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be.
I'm trying to get these reactions to clap and cheer. There you go.
I seem to vaguely remember that was actually a song by George Benson.
Was it?
I don't know if somebody did it before George Benson, but I remember The Greatest Love of All was on the The Greatest is this film about Muhammad Ali, and it was so maybe it was originally done by George Benson.
Kevin, berserking is where you choose to give up half your time. So Piscatorix would have pressed the button to berserk at the start of the game, and instead of having 5 minutes, he only had 2.5 minutes. And if he wins the game, he gets an extra point.
Kevin Winter says Magnus has been great in terms of his play and personality. Not sure Ding appeals. Yeah, I mean, there is an argument to that. I mean, I do genuinely believe that is a problem because whoever wins, they're not going to be regarded as the best player by the general chess public.
Yeah, that's what's a shame. If it's not you don't think it's the strongest player that's the world champion. devalues the thing.
Well, it's a little bit like the British, and you have Adams doesn't play, Gawain doesn't play, and so on. And it's just, you, me, and Keith. Not that we're bad
You're
players.
playing, aren't you? You're playing Danny this year.
I'll play the British. I'll try and win it for like the 10 millionth time, and
maybe it's your turn to win it this year. You haven't won it yet?
No, I mean, it's quite possible I'll never win it because Mark's never won it. He's been one of the top players in England for many years. Keith's never won it. And again, I've got to be careful what I say because Mark pulled me up for apparently saying that me, Keith, and him were about the same level. He wasn't very happy about that.
And then he was determined to beat you. Hi, Waterford Wizard. How you doing?
Yeah, no, it's a good point about Ding. Yeah, but Ding's quite a quiet guy, but he's a big following in China. China is a massive country. Obviously huge, biggest population in the world. Over 1.
And I mean, the chess players are really, really strong, aren't they, these days? China and India.
In China don't have the strength and depth of India, but I think they've got more. What they do is, if you don't make it, don't make it to the top level, you basically just get forgotten. So they either have. I mean, I'm not really an expert on Chinese chess, but I think they really they really focus on the top guys and girls.
Yeah.
And they have they're really serious. Obviously, they're very hard workers in China. They do long training camps.
Yeah, because Lisa was saying she didn't get as much support because she had to choose between chess and academics, didn't she? And
you mean
and Lisa.
Right, yeah.
And then she came to England. She can do both, so that's nice.
Yeah, so that's interesting, but in China, Ding is a massively popular figure, and that's what Richard Pert was telling me because he obviously he's married to a Chinese lady.
Oh yes.
And he said that when he went over there, it was like Ding was like being crazy. So I don't know how true that is, but he was predicting that Ding would win the World Championship a few years ago.
Okay.
And I kind of said no chance, not with Magnus around. But obviously, I didn't foresee that Magnus would eventually just decide to quit. It was actually the most interesting thing was with Bobby Fischer quitting chess, wasn't it? When he became world champion in 1972. That was, in fact, a far more strange example, in my opinion, because he was actually just became world champion, right?
Yeah.
Magnus had been world champion for many years, but it seems like the pressure of being world champion gets to people eventually.
Yeah.
Queen A6 here, Natasha.
Queen A6, yes.
That's what he's played. A very good move. So attacking D3.
This is a nice game by Squeezer. But he's only got 20 seconds left.
He's going to lose on time then. Bishop C2 might be played by White, but there's kind of White has a really bad position. It doesn't really have any active play. Just take on D3. Bishop A3, you don't need it. What does it do? Like Queen C2, and if Bishop's Queen A2 is okay, I would have gone Queen C2 to defend the D3 pawn.
For sure.
Now Queen B5 check. He's got to play these moves instantly. He's spending too long.
Yeah.
It's cruel when you know you're going to lose on time. That's why I'm not sure I totally agree with his time control because there's no way back. If you get down to 3 seconds, there's no way back.
Yeah, I prefer it with an increment, I have to say.
There's no way back here, is there? Yeah.
So it's a nice position for Squeezer, I think, but
he's putting a squeeze on.
He's putting the squeeze on, yeah.
It's Squeezer 2022, so he was born in 2022, so he's actually several months old.
Not even one yet. Okay, English chess players in second place.
Wow.
Let's see.
Mighty Atom Rod at the top.
Look at that, 22 points
what
already.
A player, he's incredible. He's getting his rating up as well, 25.75. I know he had a bit of a dip recently out on Lichess, but I think a lot of his points he gives away by berserking.
Yes.
So, yeah, knight A5's I think he wants to go c4 or knight c4. So can you go rook b3 here? Yeah, that's what he's played. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem for white because you, yeah, c4 now you drop it b2 directly. So that's a real problem. This guy's quite a decent player. It was like 24-63 that Keith's beating.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, Keith's main strength, I think, is actually his resilience. He's not actually, he's not a bad player. You know, when his back is against the wall, he's very tough to beat. He's very tactically resourceful, I would say. So it's probably his main
Okay,
strength.
Black's victorious. Well done, Keith.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. VKT chess.
That name rings a bell. I think I've seen that VTK chess before.
Yeah, I think is it Venkat? I think it's his name.
Ah, right. So bishop a6. Rook a1. This is all very normal, right? What happens if black went knight b4 and just tried to grab the pawn on c2? What would white play? It's probably a bit of a greedy move, but it's something I would consider. I'm a bit of a greedy person.
You could move your.
You could have gone knight b1, but maybe I'd grab an a2. I would grab pawn anyway. People don't consider enough just grabbing pawns. You know, I'm always taking pawns. Like Victor Korchnoi, he's loved grabbing pawns. Just grab a pawn. Yeah, knight d4. But the problem is your bishop is very passive on d8 because you'd like to go to c5 once you go knight d4. But now it doesn't really fit in very well. Bishop b7 maybe to try and get some play going on a diagonal, but I don't really believe it. Yeah, so try bishop b7 maybe. Bishop g5, I like that idea, yeah. Knight e4 though.
Knight e4, yeah. Looks like white's. I'd prefer white.
Yeah, I think this is it's just bad news for black now. He's in a bit of trouble because if bishop h6, well now bishop e6, just grabbing the pawn, and I mean even queen h5 I would play here. Natasha try to go for the mate. That's what he's done. Maybe g6 though. G6.
What's the best online handle you've seen? Says Kevin.
The best online handle? You mean in terms of the name?
Yeah.
Or the funniest?
What's Danny's online name? George B. No, you're. What are you? You're You're
Araby. No, I closed my chess.com the other day.
Right.
Because I got I just ended up playing too long on there. I just got addicted.
Yeah.
Just played too much chess. You know, like you wake up at like I'd wake up like 7:30 and I'd log on to chess.com and I'd still be playing at like 11:30 in the morning. I think, well, you know, so this is checkmate, yeah.
Well done.
Well done. Very nice game by white.
Very
really
nice.
Destroyed his opponent. What's the funniest? I think there was one where Magnus was doing a broadcast and it was like Magnus is a weak player or something. I think. So he deliberately played against Magnus as a weak player and managed to beat him. But I don't really remember any particularly funny ones. Also, I'm Caribbean on Lichess. So if you ever see Caribbean playing, I'm not verified as a GM on there. I was verified on chess.com. I'll probably try and go back to chess.com at some point because I feel like chess.com, that's where you play the best players. Would you say that's true, Natasha? Or?
Well, I mean, you've got good players everywhere, haven't you? Depends what strength you are, Danny. For me, for me, any of the sites have good players.
But I think they got Title Tuesday. I feel like that's
Title Tuesday. I like watching Title Tuesday. I watch Hikaru do Title Tuesday streams. I like that.
Yeah, I was playing quite well in that the other week, and I was actually ahead of Hikaru. I think there was the one where it was held in between the candidates, and in the rest day,
right
towards the end, and it was the early Title Tuesday where they do it in the 4 o'clock British time. And I was starting really well. I was on 5.5 out of 6. I've beaten 2,900 players in a row. And then I played MVL and lost.
Oh, gosh.
I was probably doing all right in that game. It probably should have got results somehow, but I lost that one anyway. And but then, like, I lost another game, and then chess.com contacted me, and they said, "Can you join a Zoom call?
Oh, no.
We're randomly checking people to check that they're okay, right? It's like a random check. So it's like all the other weeks where I didn't do well, they didn't bother to check me. As soon as I started doing well,
Of course, yeah.
I said, I can't be bothered. I couldn't care less about your tournament. I couldn't care less about joining your Zoom call. You know, I mean, I couldn't care less. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
but I can understand why they do it. You
You can
know,
understand why they do it. Yeah. But
yeah,
it is a bit of an extra.
because there is money involved as well. It's just easy
Yeah.
to forget. There's money involved. The problem is you never win the first prize. So, well, why do I want to join a Zoom call when I never win any money anyway?
Mm.
Or very rarely you're going to win a prize. You might win a prize once a blue moon. You know, if you're really lucky, you got to finish in the top 3, I think, to win a prize. And it's normally all dominated by 3,000 players. I think David Howard's won it before though. So
He has. No, you're right. He has.
but then he's like 3,000 plus or
Very strong,
2,900 plus on chess.com.
Yeah.
So
Smooth Baron played Title Tuesday once, and it's very hard going.
yeah, it's tough. But you know, I mean, I was playing really well. You know, I was playing like, but then obviously they're a bit suspicious then, and they think, no, is he boosting? You know,
Zoe plays it, doesn't she, from time to time?
Not so often. No, I think she's had a bit of a problem with chess.com recently, but I won't go into that.
Okay.
But yeah, she hasn't been playing it for a while. I've got tired of all these melt a bit. I'm a bit old school, says Kevin Winter. I've got bored of all these Meltwater online tournaments with using the same players. I couldn't. You've took the words out of my mouth, Kevin. I'm absolutely bored to tears of all these Ding versus Caruana versus Naka versus Aronian versus Magnus. I mean, I just want to just literally just kill myself the next time they see one of these tournaments. It's so boring. It's so boring. But maybe I'm being harsh. At the end of the day,
I do. I prefer following English chess. I do.
Yeah, because I think
really
a lot of it's you're familiar with the personalities, aren't you?
Yeah. It's when you know the players. Yeah.
You know, it's like, why do people not watch like computer chess? Because nobody watches computer chess tournaments, even though, objectively speaking, they're probably the best quality games in the world. Right, but nobody other than Matthew Sadler, your good friend Matthew. You know,
yeah, he'll watch it.
He'd watch them on pay-per-view. No, but do you know what I mean? Nobody watches them really. Which in a way is a bit of a mistake because the quality is very high.
Yeah.
So you're actually looking at the best games in the world. But because nobody can really emphasize with the personality. There's no personalities when computers make moves. They haven't got a personality. The reason we watch Magnus play and so on, Ferrugia, is because they've got personalities we can identify with. They're people like us. Queen G6. I'm not sure about White's play here. No, I would have gone Queen G6 there, Natasha. I don't know if you want to show that.
Oh, wait, which move here?
Yeah, after F4, I think maybe not F5 or knight H5, because after knight E4 there was a clever idea. Knight E4.
Oh, I see. After here, Black can go Queen G6.
Yeah, then you're forced to go if you don't want to lose material. I know you. Sorry, you can actually take on D6 because I forgot the knight is defending.
Oh, this knight defends the queen, so you're okay.
Okay, maybe, but it's something worth bearing in mind for future.
Yeah, so that's an alternative.
Yeah,
that's not too many arrows. This one.
Yeah, or knight H5 was possible.
Oh gosh, what's happening here? Oh, I suppose Henny Penny can just round up this pawn. And it's looking quite good for White, but is it winnable? That's the thing.
Waterford Wizard says he's hit a high of 1923, which due to disability is a massive achievement for me. Thanks for your support, Danny, over the last few months. Who are you again?
Nice. Say again?
No, I was going to say, who are you again? I don't know who. No, Waterford Wizard, yeah, very nice guy. Yeah. No, well done, Waterford Wizard. Well done for achieving your highest ever rating. It shows it doesn't matter if you're disabled. It's all about your attitude. This looks better for black, don't you think, Natasha?
Oh, it's been a turnaround. Oh, Queen F6 check. You don't want to do it because then black would take the pawn.
Yeah, maybe you can go.
Oh, now Queen takes F3 for nothing.
Yeah, that was a careless blunder. Yeah, he was trying to take on A3, but got a little bit. Did that a little bit too quickly. Now it's busted. Queen B5 is a win. Yeah, A4 just moved the king, and now you can take the pawn. But yeah, I mean, I think English chess is actually in a good place because when I was playing a tournament recently,
it's Andrew Davies, isn't it? Waterford Wizard.
Andrew Davis. That's right. Yeah. There's actually a screenwriter. There's a script writer called that. It's quite a famous script writer called Andrew Davis, I believe. I could be wrong. You might want to Google that. But so that's checkmate.
Well done, Henny Penny.
Well done, Henny Penny. Congratulations.
Waterford Wizard, you're doing. Do you do? Is it the puzzles on chess.com? I do enjoy that. The oh golly, what do you call it? Puzzle Rush.
Puzzle Rush, yeah. You beat me the other day in that, didn't you? You thrashed me.
I thrashed you one day, yeah.
I think that was on the survival, right?
Yeah. That's one I play. I don't play the one where you have to just do loads of them fast.
Oh yeah,
I only do the one where you can kind of have a think about it.
Yeah, I remember doing a survival, and I looked up and I said, "Oh my god, Natasha is ahead of me! I'm so fuming. Like I'm so."
You were really angry.
Even on puzzle. I mean, you did really. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think survival is actually more rewarding, because you have to really think through the especially when they get tough, you have to really think through the puzzle. Whereas obviously on the speed, it's more pattern recognition and just intuition, really. You've either seen them, you've done them before. You don't have time to work them out, really. So this is looking quite good for black, would you say, Natasha?
I would. It looks very good for black. The queen for the two rooks, but the queen's in such a nice.
I think H4 is a threat now because if you take or knight C5, I would play and then take out the bishop because then you're threatening queen.
Yeah, threatening queen G3 at the end.
Yeah, that's what he's done. So now I would just
take on. Oh no, maybe not.
I would take and go knight G4. Knight G4, knight G4.
Even better, yes.
But now maybe rook B3 because what black wants to do is go H4. So if you go rook E2, H4 is a big problem. So now we can go like king D6, rook B7, H4. But then there's a rook H7 at the end. Somehow I don't believe it because I feel like knight F2 should be winning somehow. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So I would, so rook B7 now. No, he's actually gone rook E1.
You want to get this knight out of the way now, don't you? Because it's blocking the queen in. Oh no, H4.
So we've gone H4. So now you could just go rook H7, but then I think knight F2 would be played. So I'm not sure if white's got anything better. B4 is another move. Threatening
mates. No.
Threatening mate, but then knight E5. Knight E5 might be. You could have even gone knight E5 the last move because knight takes E5. You've got king E7. And so possibly rook E1 was actually a blunder. So he has gone for this knight E5. Yeah, this is quite nasty. So now maybe you have to go rook takes E5. Rook on 7 takes E5. But now king takes.
There's no scary discovered check.
I don't think so. I think he's just winning for black now.
This is good. This is looking good for my chess. 51.
It is. King F8 was better. Okay, now it doesn't matter by this point. It's just crashing through. Like you should probably win the knight somehow as well. Queen F3 should be good enough.
Hi, Zoram. How are you doing?
Okay, so he wants takes. That's clever as well because if knight, maybe knight E7 check, Natasha.
Oh yes.
Oh, but he's found a refutation. King H5, very impressive. So now it's basically completely
Must
bust.
be a way of forking somehow.
D3, because if you take, I go Queen E3. He's found it, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, hi Zoram, how you doing? My memories of county chess. Long way to travel to a match. Poor venues. Have to pay to play. Never started on time and default, so gave it up. Even if Northumbria beat my beloved York. Yeah, I played in that match.
You were on the winning team, weren't you, Danny?
I was, yeah. I mean, it's funny actually because played against Richard Palliser.
Piscatorix again. Say again. You played
Yeah,
Palliser, yes.
yeah. I played against Richard. I nearly had a fight with one of my teammates because.
Did you? How come?
David Eggleston was playing on board too, and
Right.
I was doing this weird thing that I didn't, because I had all this wax in my ears. I couldn't hear anything. I was doing this weird thing with my hands. I was making some slight noise, and he kind of objected to it. So I said, "What are you talking about?" In my normal kind of friendly.
And he didn't know.
But yeah, we all made up, so that was fine. But have you ever had any kind of arguments with anybody at a chess tournament? I mean, you're such a nice person, Natasha. I don't think you've ever.
Have I had
Have you ever had an argument with anyone?
Well, that I definitely have. But at a chess tournament, have I ever? I've probably
Queen
had
D5, Queen D5, Natasha, Queen D5.
Queen
No, he missed a beautiful win. Queen D5. You said just go back a couple of moves. Sorry, yeah. I mean, okay, this is probably good anyway, right? But after King E7, I was like Queen takes D5 would have been a beautiful.
Queen
No,
D5.
rather than taking on F6, go
Yeah.
Queen takes D5 immediately.
Right, and if he takes,
Because if you go E D5, I go E takes F6, checkmate.
Checkmate. Very nice. Very nice.
Hmm.
But he doesn't have to take. But then you've got Queen D6.
But how do you stop Queen D6? Yeah.
Queen D6 or Queen C5 or all those things. Yeah.
Maybe after Bishop E8, you go Queen takes E6 check, King takes, and then you take on F6.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I don't know, but then you got King D5, so maybe
King
it's not so clear.
Rook D1.
King C5.
King C5. Yeah,
or maybe
and you
even
can
King
take back the
C4.
queen, but it's not enough.
But obviously, you don't, after Bishop E8, you don't have to. You could take on F6, and then you get like a very good version, because then when he goes knight takes, you can take King takes, and probably Queen G5 is going to be good. Or actually, no, because after knight takes, you have Queen E6 mate. Sorry, so Queen D5, Bishop E8, you take on F6, knight takes, Queen E6 mate, or Rook E6 mate. So basically, yeah, Queen D5 was the killer. I might put up as a puzzle on Twitter later.
Yeah, that's a puzzle.
Beautiful idea, yeah. But yeah, we're talking about arguments. Have you ever had an argument with?
No, I'm remembering an argument. Didn't you have an argument with Steve Giddens?
Oh, I did actually. Yeah, Steve.
Didn't it like come to blows?
I think we were very drunk on
New Year's Eve at Hastings.
New Year's Eve in the what was that name of that hotel? They used to have the Premier.
It wasn't the Pig in Paradise, because that was the pub. It was the hotel.
No, it's the top of the hill.
Oh,
so it's like where they have the main hall now.
Yeah. St. Paul. No, it's not St. Paul. Falaise Hall. No, it wasn't. Falaise Hall was where they played. But I was there when you had that argument. I was
in the St. Port's Hotel, it was called at the time.
It was the St. Port's, yeah.
Yeah, it was at the St. Port's. It later changed to the it's near the sort of police station, near the venue that they have now. And yeah, I got into a fight with Steve Giddens, which is unfortunate. Yes. And he ended up bloodied and bruised, and I ended up with a broken hand, so I had to go to hospital.
You had to, for your hands.
So, funny enough, I came out worse of that fight, because I ended up having to go to hospital, and my knuckle was broken. It's still broken now. It's busted down to the
That's terrible, Dan.
Don't punch people because they end up breaking your hand
Yeah.
and committing assault as well, which is not good. Yeah, obviously I've changed a lot. I'm a much more calm and measured person these days, as you know, Natasha. Rook
Yeah.
h3 maybe.
Chess boxing, Kevin's suggesting for you. You could, yeah. Why didn't you? You could try chess boxing.
Well, I've tried boxing. I don't really think it suits
Well done,
me.
Purple Kirby.
The problem with boxing is that people can punch back.
Yeah.
So it's fine if you're winning, but when you're losing, I remember doing a bit of sparring with Simon Williams, who's quite a big guy, and this is going back years ago as well, and obviously had a much larger reach than me. He's quite a tall guy, and I just remember getting punched in the face, and I thought I don't really enjoy this very much. So I've not really done any boxing since then. You've got to be prepared to get punched in the face. It's like chess, you got, I mean, that's the thing about chess. Actually, I read an article earlier about how painful it is, and all these people were moaning, like Gotham Chess was moaning about how emotionally painful it is. And Nigel Davis was saying, oh, like, come on, you got to man up, and all this. And I mean, the thing is, but it is a painful game, chess, when you play like emotionally painful game. I think you could have taken on c4. That last move after c4, Natasha, I would have just taken immediately without even thinking. You got to create some counterplay. Don't really like the way the black's pieces are very passive there. So I think you would take, and if you take with a bishop
on d5 or something.
Well, you got queen takes d4. I think is quite.
Oh, you do. That's true.
Yeah, so I think after take on c4, maybe you can't even take. You maybe have to go bishop e2, but that's clearly a concession, so that you can meet queen d4 with bishop e3.
Yeah.
But I think that would obviously be a success for black. Whereas in the game, you're allowing c5 is very unpleasant.
Yep.
Very unpleasant. Terrible to play this position.
Okay, Alice Fox is having a think.
You said, I remember there were issues
between Miles, Nunn, and Spielman. One of them was shuffling or making noise at the board. Yes, someone. Who was it? One of them didn't want to play next to Spielman because Spielman.
It was probably Tony Miles. Yeah, that would be Spielman. He's probably He's a bit of a twitcher. He sort of got very. He's a very nice guy, John Spielman. Really genuinely nice guy. But yeah, he's a little bit. What's the term? When you're a bit fidgety.
Fidgety, yes.
Yeah, he's a bit fidgety at the board, and that's obviously not to everyone. Bishop takes c6 now. Well, you don't need to go rook b2 there. But
because if it takes you just
sadistic, could have just taken and taken on e8. Yeah, Nunn was funny enough. I had some dream last night, and Tony Miles appeared. I think also Kasparov as well was sort of in there. I don't know if anyone ever has any dreams about chess. Anyone in the audience ever has any dreams or ever has a dream about a position? Normally, I don't know if you ever had any dreams about chess, Natasha. I mean, actual dreams where you've dreamt about.
I've had dreams with after a game with pieces and stuff, but whether it relates to that actual game.
Yeah, I mean, I found from personal experience, I play a lot stronger in my dreams because your subconscious is somehow more powerful than your consciousness. So suddenly in my dreams, I turn into like Garry Kasparov or a Mikhail Tal, and I don't seem to play like that in real life. But yeah, I mean, so I think, how do you think the England team will do in the Olympiad this year? Because I noticed that America by far the strongest team, but after that, because there's no China or Russia, there's quite a big drop off. So I think the second team are all quite close to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. This year could be good. Could be good.
Do you think the English chess is kind of falling behind the times? I kind of feel that we seem.
Well, I certainly don't think England senior chess is falling behind the times. We're triple world champions.
Oh no, I don't want to hear about this anymore.
Yeah, you do. You've asked for it now. You've asked for it. Look, I'm going to show off my medal. There you go. World
Well done,
Championship medal.
congratulations.
Yeah. So, but it's ages till you're a senior, isn't it, Danny? Ages.
Oh, it's about 15 or 20 years. I can't
15
remember.
or 20 years at least. Yeah.
No, but I won't I genuinely will not play senior chess. And the reason for that is people say, oh, no, you say that now, but when you're 50, you'll say something different. Well, possibly I will, but I suppose the main thing is I just feel that it's a little bit condescending to call someone a senior. I don't like that term, and I'm scared of growing old anyway. So it's like
I'm
all
not
that
at all.
kind of makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. You just like because you just like turn up at the game and you're laughing with whoever it is that's there because it's like I played all these grandmasters. Like I played 2 or 3 grandmasters in the
Really.
tournament, and I only played 6 games. No less than that.
But who else was on your team?
On my team was Sheila,
Oh,
Ingrid,
Sheila, yeah.
me, and Petra. We were.
Oh, so it is actually a pretty strong team, and you won a gold medal.
We did. Well, because
Wow.
we were in amongst the open section. There weren't enough. Well, in fact, there was only one women's team.
Oh, right. So you played against the
so we
male.
played against the men,
Right,
but it was really funny. Like we played Iceland, so I played. Oh, now I'm going to forget everyone's name. But I played a Hungarian GM and an Icelandic GM. Yeah, it was quite, nice.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a fact of life that we all get older, and
But also, Danny, the open team, which was Mickey Adams, Nigel
very
Shield,
strong team, yeah.
Mark Hebden, John Ems, Keith Arkle, John Ems, or the other way around.
Yeah.
But they were so pleased. They were thrilled. They were absolutely thrilled to win, and like
Yeah. I mean,
really nice. It was really nice.
It all depends on your outlook. I mean, I'm not a massive team player anyway. Like that's the other thing.
I know some people enjoy it more than others.
Some people like the team chess, and I'm kind of I don't mind it, but this should be a draw. Normally, the opposite color bishop ending is always a draw. Like, but now he's dropped f6. Oh no, he hasn't. No, he's still okay.
Should still be a draw, shouldn't it?
So, what's a time situation? He's actually quite a decent player, so this should be a draw now. This will be a draw now.
And that's right, Kevin. Nona, and Nana played as well for the Georgian. Was it Georgian winemakers or something? Vineyards team.
Oh, was that the former world chess champion? Was this the one who sued Netflix?
Yeah. Exactly, the one.
I don't really like the fact
like
that
75 or something. She's like,
I find it a bit sad that she sued Netflix. I just think if I was even just mentioning a Netflix show, I'd be so over the moon. And then you're moaning about the fact that they didn't describe you historically correctly. To me, sounds like whining. I don't like it.
But she is a world champion. 81 she is. Gosh.
I don't care. I mean, you mentioned Netflix. Be satisfied with that. Like stop whining. Whine too much now. You know me, Natasha. I never complain. I would have gone King F8 to E7.
That is definitely true.
At least attack the knight. Bishop C6 maybe could be possible. Black has many possibilities, many chances to attack. Bishop C6, King F8, very nice. King, but now bishop somewhere, so you got knight F5. But now pawn takes. I think there's a mistake because now King E7.
King E7, right? Yeah.
Oh, but you got knight B7.
Knight B7.
Oh, okay.
And then knight C5. It's
this is well worked out by White.
Yes.
This is well worked out, yeah, because it actually got a big problem then. Because
but what about bishop C6 now? You could. Oh, no, that's okay, isn't it? Bishop C6.
Rook F7, Rook F6.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big problems now. I think this is looking.
Rook C8. Yes.
Yeah, you got to try it, but it's obviously not the ending. He was looking. What's the pawn can? You're pawn down, right?
Yeah.
So White can just prepare some advance like F3, King F2, E4, and then, or just you can do anything really, because I don't think Black has got any. He's got no square for the king where he can get in. So White should just go F3 and then G4. I'm sure that's what he'll do. So yeah, you can't really get in. Yeah, this is just a totally lost ending, I think. Oh, but that's a clever move. So if f3, maybe I think White should have gone f3 earlier. He shouldn't have even allowed this. You can't even go. Oh, so he wants to take on a6, right?
All right. Okay, a6.
Yeah, that's still good. It's still good. I mean, you could even resign this to be honest. It's that bad. I think it's just dead lost. You're always going to lose this. I just hate positions where you got no counterplay. I don't mind lost positions as long as you've got some sort of hunting chances. But like these kind of positions, people are so good at the end game now as well, Natasha. I've noticed online they're just so amazing in the end game.
It's not obvious to me exactly how White's going to do it.
Knight c7 check.
Oh yeah. Before he played.
Well, obviously, yeah, he shouldn't have allowed that, but he decided to just give it up. Yeah.
Okay, English chess players still in second place, so very good. Let's see Ushko the Bear.
It says Anna Taylor Joy just got married. Gutted. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you were number 2 in line, Kevin. I was number 3. I must admit, I didn't really like the Queen's Gambit. I don't know. What did you think of that show? Did you
I did like it. I liked just like the costumes and the colors and the chess. Yeah.
I must admit, I struggle to find good shows now on TV. I mean, The Boys I watched, which is on Amazon Prime, that's quite a good show. It's like superheroes gone bad, you know.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's quite. It's based. A lot of these are based on comic books. It's based on a comics book. Yeah, and it's like the older classic one, is it? It's like Superman, and you know, he was always like a good guy. But now they just find more interesting slant is make them all like baddies.
I like watching shows about baddies.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Here's a good question. Who was my favorite superhero when I was a kid?
Your favorite?
Yeah. When I was much younger, like under the age of 10 or whatever.
Danger Mouse.
Sorry?
Bad guy or good guy? Danger Mouse, superhero.
Well, Danger Mouse
was it like Spider-Man? Yes.
How'd you guess that?
Don't know.
Or maybe I told you this before.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man. Very well done, yeah. Rook D7 here, maybe, Natasha. Threatening, yeah, he's found it.
Yeah, he's going to come in here.
Yeah, but bishop takes h5 and then try and attack g2.
Yeah.
But I guess you're going to end up in a mating net, right? Because he can just go check, rook d2.
Oh, gosh.
Why is he resigned so quickly?
Resigned.
Oh, is that Blair?
That's Blair, yeah.
Oh, he probably needed a top-up.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Wonder Woman, says Kevin Winter.
A Wonder Woman as well, yeah.
It's your favourite.
Now, I remember I used to jump around in my Spider-Man costume on the sofa and annoy my mum, but that was only a few days ago, actually.
Did we see Ocelot? We haven't seen Ocelot. Has stopped. I'm trying to think of who we haven't seen, but let's see. Let's see David Wilson. Oh no, Wood Pusher. No. C3 Trappy. I'll find one in a minute. There we go.
King G7 looks good for black.
It does. It's a
what?
Oh, not anymore.
Why did he go Rook F3? I don't understand that move at all. It's still a draw. It's a very strange move. Yeah, I feel like maybe people aren't that good in the end game. They lack patience.
Yeah.
You know, that's really a virtue that is quite important in chess, but particularly in endgame play, you've got to have that patience, right? We see that with Keith's games. He's a very patient player. And you know, that pays off for him in the long run. So Queen D6 here for black.
Play chess all day.
Yeah, I think
And the next day, and the next day.
All good players can. I mean, I love playing chess. That's what I do, you know. But at some point, you got to make a living as well. So you can't just sit there playing blitz chess all day, every day.
No.
That's kind of why I closed my account. I thought, you know, it stopped me from doing anything constructive. And
Danny, you've just while you're talking about that stuff, you've just done a course, haven't you?
Yeah, I did a course called Sharp Middle Games 2, which is available on Chessable. But the sales have been quite.
What do you feature on Sharp Middle Games 2? I'm going to guess it's Sharp Middle Games.
Yeah, I talk about really. I talk a couple of things I talk about, which makes it stand out. I think, Natasha. One of the things is I talk about banter blitz. You know, so I talk about this kind of like recent phenomenon, which is banter blitz, and you know, kind of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about like people like Magnus when they're playing banter blitz, and why they're making the decisions they are. So I'm kind of comparing a little bit like continuation of my book, really, where I'm trying to compare, you know, I look at top players and why they make the decisions they make and how that compares to amateur decisions. And I also feature some.
Thanks for the follow, Bill.
Some games from people, amateur players as well. And I talk about the mistakes that they make, you know, and why they make the mistakes they make. I also talk about certain aspects of middle gameplay that interest me, like time. I talk about space. You're taking space in the center when you're playing in the middle game. So all those things. Actually, I think it is a better course than the first course. The first course sold really well.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a better course, and the third course is coming out fairly soon as well, or it's supposed to be. Unfortunately,
is that Sharp Middle Games 3?
Yeah, but which is more an interactive course. So you're basically put in a position. So look out for that. You're put in a position of some of the best players in history, like Garry Kasparov, like Mikhail Tal, and so on, Anatoly Karpov, and you're forced to kind of Magnus Carlsen, you know, have a look at the game from their perspective, and you're given several choices. So that's kind of a unique course. But the problem is I don't think that any of them are going to sell, because I think the problem with Chessable now is sales have gone down. They've really released too many courses. So the sales have been A5 here for Black. Black's doing this really, really well. This is really impressive. Rook A8 was a really good move. C5 is very strong. So you're not even allowing Rook C7. I mean, C takes B5 would actually have been good for Black anyway. But now you can just take on B5 or even take on C6. Either move is good. Or you could even go A4 probably and be really sadistic and just go A4.
Word on mouse slip.
Yeah.
Okay, English chess players still in second place. We should say that if they stay in the top 3, they will get a promotion this time. So this league happens every Thursday and Sunday. And we're in 4C, and if we would go up to 3A, 3B, or 3C.
Someone says it sounds like a great book, but it's a shame the title is off-putting. What do you mean the title is off-putting? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? It's a great book. Don't worry about the title.
Bill, you've upset Danny.
I hate it when people go, "Oh, it's on my wish list. It's on my wish list, but I'm not going to buy it yet." Oh, it really annoys me. Just buy the bloody thing, you know. You must buy my course. You must buy my video. You must buy my. Yeah.
I bought your book.
I mean, everybody.
I haven't got any of your courses yet, but I've got several courses. I've now got several courses and really quite a lot of books where I've bought them and not read them. Or
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do that, but I think a lot of people can't. This is why partly why the sales have been impacted on Chessable and so on.
I guess after you've got a list of like 4 or 5 courses, then there's probably no point buying anymore till you actually watch at least some of them.
Well, exactly. And I think the problem is we've got this cost of living crisis now. So one of the first things to go is obviously you're not going to splash out on video courses. You're not going to splash out on some people still will, of course, but clearly the sales are going to go down. because the first thing to go is, well, I don't need to buy this. I don't need this chess course, so I'm not going to bother with this chess course. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of a bit sick of writing chess books anyway. I'm kind of like, I've done that. You know, I'm like the Magnus Carlsen of chess courses. I've done that. I've been there.
Well, this is it, and then you do something different, and then maybe one time in the future you feel like coming back to it.
Well, I'm kind of working on a book at the moment, but I think as well when you're writing, it's important to.
You got to stay fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I feel like with my writing, I'm not really sure what I feel like I'm a decent writer, but what style of writing I should do, and what suits whether I don't have a tendency to prattle on a bit in the writing. Should I make it snappier? So I'm a little bit in a, but I feel like my writing is generally not the problem. People seem to like my writing. It's just more. Do you even want to write a chess book? Because it's like.
Oh, if you took queen, it would be stalemate.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah, the frame pre. I mean, the standard actually tonight has a stand in me. I think a lot of people are running engines tonight. Because normally I slag these games off, Natasha, but I haven't had anything to slag off tonight. Queen E3, maybe. I haven't had anything to slag off. The standard's actually been pretty high, Like,
checkmate from Wood Pusher. Well done, Wood Pusher.
I enjoyed those Ward and M's multiple choice books. Yeah, but like I say, I feel like
King's Crusher. We've got to see King's Crusher.
Masterpiece of the Computer Age is a bad subtitle. Yeah, but ignore that. I mean, Bill, that wasn't my choice, to be honest. Yeah, I thought that was a bad choice as well. But it's not really about computers. It's funny how that puts people off. Maybe they did it deliberately to sabotage the course. But it's not really about computers. There's a little bit in there about computers. It's funny how people actually don't like computers, and I mentioned that in my course. And I said I did a poll on Twitter, and I said how many people actually play regularly against engines. And very few people did. Well, certainly there were very few. I think a lot of people did, but not like all the time. And I think that's actually a big mistake. I think people should play a lot against engines. Because I feel that that's a really like an easy way to improve. You're playing against a really high level opponent.
Yeah.
And it seems crazy to me that people don't take that opportunity. So I feel people have too negative a viewpoint of engines. But yeah, generally in the course, it's not really about computers. But I think in general, I'm just a bit sick of the whole chess publishing thing, and I feel like, as well, like if you want to be a writer, you shouldn't be just limit yourself to chess. Like you get all these people who just do chess writing. But at the same time, I know as a chess.
What else would you write about, Danny?
I mean, you can write about anything, you write a novel or whatever. But the thing is, okay, the problem is you're most likely going to fail. 99% of the time you're going to fail. That's the problem. You're never going to get published or not publishing you could self-publish or whatever. You're never going to get like a proper, you're not going to be J.K. Rowling or whatever. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I feel like just peddling out chess books over and over again, to me, it shows a lack of ambition. And you're not a proper writer. You're just, right, I'm just going to write another chess book. Because I know that will sell because I'm a chess player and people want to buy it because I'm an expert chess player. But yeah, I don't know. Just maybe from my personal level, I feel like I just don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I feel like you should be trying to do more. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's true. If I go to like a publisher and say I've written this book, I say, well, what's it about? It's about something unrelated to chess. I say, well, I'm not interested. You're well known for being a chess player. People are going to buy your book about chess because you're an expert chess player, but they're not going to buy your novel or whatever, or your or your book about life in general, because unless it's exceptional and stands out in its own regard.
Blue Grey Haze, Danny could do a book about his dreams.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah. But anybody could, anybody could do a book about their dreams, Hmm. I mean, we should all. That's what I'm trying to say. We should all have ambitions. And limiting yourself just to chess to me is very, very sad and actually quite pathetic. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking in life. That's how I feel. I want to get out of chess.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you spend your whole life doing chess is a bit sad, and I think that's kind of why what Bobby Fischer came to realize. Okay, Bobby Fischer much better chess player than I am, but I think he kind of realized it's a bit sad. But the problem was he found nothing to replace it with.
Yeah.
And Magnus is probably starting to feel that as well. He's kind of, well, all I've done is chess. Great, but he's starting to realize he's getting a bit older. There's more to life than chess,
For sure.
Anyway, we've got very philosophical tonight. You get everything tonight. You get like
You got it
songs, get a bit of philosophy about life. I'll get told off now for saying that being a chess player is pathetic.
Well, no, you didn't say exactly that. But limiting yourself to just chess. That's not pathetic, but it means it once if for any whatever reason you become disillusioned with chess or you want to change or whatever, then there's less stuff.
Well, I just find it a little bit sad that all you do in your whole life is chess. That's just my personal opinion, but I understand not everybody shares that opinion. That's fair enough. That's just my viewpoint on it.
Oh, good idea, Bill. Maybe it's time for a song, Danny.
No, I don't think so. Can you go Queen C3 here, maybe as white?
And swap queens?
Yeah, I don't really see the point of A4 because I think you're trying to clarify the position. Yeah. So maybe black can go 92 and prevent that now, but maybe after 92 I can go... Well, I could then go Queen F6. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
So it's black's move here.
This must be nice for white, though.
Yeah, this is good for white.
Because at some point you're going to get onto that long diagonal.
Well, I think black's just in trouble, to be honest. I mean, you could go rook E2, which at least would threaten to take on C2, force checkmate. But then obviously black would white would no rook E2, yeah, and then white would be able to exchange queens.
Yeah.
But Queen C3 here is possible.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, one on Queen C3. I mean, King A2, I don't really understand that move.
Oh.
What the hell is taking on A4?
You can take that.
That's literally the worst move I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, hang on. No, Rook A4 is actually, I thought it was the worst move I've ever seen. It's actually a really good move. Yeah, Rook A4. So this is why I said that you could have just gone Queen C3. I mean, King A2 was it's too vague. I mean, I feel like we've lower rated players, Natasha. One of the problems that they have is they're very indecisive in their thinking process. And the stronger the player, the more decisive they are.
I do have to say, though, David Wilson has messaged me for a couple of these events saying, if I play badly tonight, it's because I've got my kids in the background.
I hope they're his kids, not someone else's.
Especially if you're commentating, Danny.
Right, okay.
With what you'll say.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm only joking, obviously. Well, not completely joking, but yeah, I mean, it's just all good banter. I mean, that's the thing about chess as well. It's a very social game.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why, in a way, I feel that's why English chess has suffered, because it's almost become too much of a social game in England. And
I didn't think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say the other countries, a lot of the other countries, they study together and
Well, exactly, they do. I mean, there's training camps. You see that with lots of the countries in England. I certainly don't think we have a training camp with the male players, as far as I'm aware. Well, maybe we do. I mean, the few times that I played, or we didn't have anything like that. I know the English female players have been helped a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you should, if you're doing it as a profession, you should take it seriously, right? And working with other people, having training partners. If you're an athlete or whatever, you're like a runner, it's got the World Championships going on at the moment. You
David
train
Wilson
with people
wouldn't care
regularly,
for
and
being so
that brings your
careful
level
during
up,
my
doesn't
gut
it?
check. Sorry,
I
Danny.
certainly think it helps in chess as well, Natasha, because in chess it's very hard to really just study chess always by yourself, because you're not really getting a different perspective. You're just getting your own style, really. Whereas if you're studying with other people, we was talking earlier about computers. I mean, yeah, you have the point. Maybe computers aren't that great because very cybernetic, a little bit boring. But if you get the chance to study with another player, you should take that. Like another human player. But I think in England we don't really prioritise that enough, and I think that's partly why our chess has suffered, because there's no opportunities to bring the better players together. There's no support network. There's no money put into like a GM, like someone like Daniel Fernandez or whatever, or a Marcus Harvey or a Justin Tan or whatever's. Okay, maybe they don't all represent England, but they live in this country, and they're not given any kind of support.
Mind you, we've had quite a few IM Norm tournaments recently, which has been very nice.
Yeah. Tim Wall's been running a few. I know Adam Ralph as well,
and Lawrence ran one.
Oh, Lawrence as well. Lawrence Cooper. Yeah. One or two in Scotland as well. I think Tim Wall. I know. Yeah. I mean, but obviously,
do you know what they do? Like my daughters go to a school where they can train basketball. They really like basketball.
Really?
And and it's like
They're quite tall.
State schools. It's state schools, and
Are your
and
daughters quite tall?
They're not quite tall enough. They'd want to be taller, but they're sort of normal tall.
Right.
But they love basketball, and that's what they want to do. And there's sort of football schools that do the same, and various things. And it's like a network of there's like I think 6 schools in the north of England, 6 schools, maybe it's more than 6. Maybe 8 in the north of England and the south of England, and they have this like elite training camp, and then the schools play against each other in a league, and so there's that brings in a lot of kids actually when you think about it.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why you couldn't have a similar sort of thing for chess, and just have so kids they'll go to a school. It's just like a normal school, do their normal A levels, but also get this chess training as well.
Well, I think the problem is having the support for that,
but you need funding.
Yeah, I mean, we do have schools like Millfield. I know they got Matthew Turner there as like a full-time chess teacher. And I know there's one in Sussex, I think that, or it might be in Norfolk, or I'm not sure where. Is it Woodford School that Adam Hunt does?
Oh yeah. Where's that? Ipswich, is it, or somewhere around there?
Yeah, it might be like Suffolk kind of area.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not really, the problem is not really the demand for it, because I mean, chess is not seen as a viable career, which I think is understandable. But to be honest, I think it's a healthier attitude that we have in this country in a way, because you see in these other countries that chess is almost like these kids are like playing chess full time from a very early age. I mean, I was hearing about this Ukrainian prodigy that's been doing quite well and moved to England.
Yeah.
But he was doing 6 hours of chess a day when he was in Ukraine. And I thought, Yeah, that's great, but it just feels too much for a kid of that age, like 10 or 11, whatever. Obviously, that's part of the reason
But
why
if
he's.
he enjoys it, that's all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it just, to me, it doesn't seem healthy to do that. I don't know, maybe I'm just old-fashioned or whatever, but I just feel that. But yeah, maybe it fits in with my whole contempt for chess. I just don't feel chess is important enough to spend your whole
He's
life.
only 8. Parham said he did 16 hours a day.
Who said that? Oh, Parham Magsudlu from Iran.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, the Ukrainian kid. Yeah, he's younger than 11. Sorry. Matthew Turner doesn't teach at Millfield anymore. That's interesting. So maybe they got a new chess teacher, or maybe they just. Parham says he does 6. I think he claimed to do like 12 hours a day, but he occasionally would do like 16 hours or whatever.
I reckon 6 hours of chess would be better than 6 hours of computer games.
Well, yeah, but studying chess is very, very boring. I just don't have the energy to study for that amount of time. Maybe I did when I was younger, but I think even then I would get very bored. I don't think you need to do like 16 hours a day
No,
anyway.
that's a lot. That's an awful
That's
lot.
a lot. I mean, I don't think there's many people do that kind of hours.
No.
And I think it's kind of it's a bit weird to do that much to me. To be honest.
Because right, if you think of a normal day at school, that's more than 6 hours. It's if you do
Yeah.
after
It's
school
but
and
then
6
you're
hours
not
of chess.
studying the same subject, are you?
Yeah,
You're doing lots of different things. So
and it's not that full on, I'd say.
yeah, I think chess does. You do have to be obsessed with chess to be good at it. All the better players at some point in their life were obsessed with chess. All the grandmasters really. You got to be obsessed with chess. There's nobody who became a grandmaster that wasn't at some point. Chess wasn't the first most important thing in their life.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So
Mm.
you do have to have that obsession with it, but to the point where, yeah, you're doing that amount of time, it just feels a bit unhealthy to me. But maybe that's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
yeah.
Obviously
I
not
wouldn't.
everybody shares it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my kids to become professional chess. Not that there's any danger of it, but to become.
No. I remember teaching at school. Actually, this is like going years back. A school in London. I was
Yeah.
doing it for Coulsdon, I think. Coulsdon, people like Scott Freeman. And I remember it was a school, I think, in Purley or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was saying to the kids, one of the kids, I said, pay attention. You can become a chess professional like me. And the kid goes, I don't want to be a chess professional.
Yeah. And my kids into chess. My kids learnt chess, but none of
Yeah.
them really play chess anymore. But my son, actually, during lockdown, I went in. My son was like
Mm.
with his computer, and he was watching Hikaru streaming, which I found hilarious.
Oh, really?
But my
Yeah.
son did get very into bridge and played at a good level of bridge.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But at the moment, I think he's more into. He keeps wanting to go out clubbing and that sort of thing. So whatever.
Oh, how old is he? About 17.
He's 19, and my daughters are 17.
Oh, he's 19. Your son went on the super brain kind of
He went on
program.
that Child Genius. Yeah, that is true.
What's his IQ?
Don't know.
Higher than mine, probably.
Don't know,
I
Danny.
think mine's only in about the top, I don't know, probably in about in the 90s or something. Lower hundreds, if at best.
Let's see King Crusher Berserking.
Yeah, this looks good. It's just quite good for White. This position, I must admit. Even Knight F6 might be winning because
Yeah,
you're hitting the Rook on G7. That's
yeah.
what he played. Yeah, Bishop H6, snooker in the Rook. Come on, needs to be played.
Mickey Rake maintains a well-balanced life. Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
most people.
he always seems like he's having fun. Definitely.
Yeah, he's kind of a laid back kind of a guy, but at the same time, I'm sure he does work hard on chess. He does.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Spends like 5 to 6 hours a day. And yeah, you gotta work hard if you want to be one of the better players. That's why I come to realize over the last couple of years that I have to put in a little bit more work because yeah, I don't want to be like one of these obsessive people that be an interesting experiment to do. Like, say, like a lazy person like me who's never really worked that hard, in comparison to some people. And if I worked as hard as, say, like a Mag Sudlu, how good would I become? I think if I was
how would we ever do that experiment though, Danny? You'd have to actually work that hard.
You'd have to, yeah. I mean,
you'd have to
have the personality to work that hard. I think that's the difficult part. And but I think hard work is a huge part of being a good chess player. I mean, certainly you can't be, you can't be a good player unless you work, pretty hard. But to be an absolute top player, you probably got to work really, really hard. Certainly, opening phase is very important now in chess. So, you have to get the rook takes c1 is good. You have to get the opening phase.
Do you think, Danny? Do you think the same people? If say we'll switch to chess 960, do you think the same people would be top at chess?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah,
like would Keith be good at chess 960, for example? I'm just saying
it's hard to say because it's not clear how much of his success is based on how he feels comfortable in the positions that he plays. Clearly, that's a large part of it. But yeah, I mean, in terms of who is a more raw talent, so you say the raw talent. I mean, Wesley So did very well at 960, so clearly he's somebody who's very naturally gifted. And maybe other people who are like super hard workers, like Caruana. I would say someone like Caruana is a lot of his success is based, Geary as well, it's based on heavy opening preparation. Sam Shanklin, for example, is a player that is very, very well prepared. So would they do quite as well? But I still think they would be up there.
Checkmate. This is checkmate with. Oh no.
Yeah, I still think they would be up there with G3 check.
Yeah.
But White can prevent that by playing G3 himself. So he really needs.
I suppose, right? There's still work in chess 960 because you still have to
G3 and rook h5 is winning. I think.
Yeah.
No, that was really careless. He could have gone G3 and rook h5, and that was a winning in game. And now it's mate. Sorry, what were you saying, Natasha? Yeah, well done, that, Rod.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably even if it was chess 960, work would still be a very important part of it. Because
well, one of the things I noticed actually, when they had a chess 960 tournament last year, and Gary Kaspar was playing in it, and I remember actually before the tournament, I actually predicted he'd do well because I remember the previous tournament he played in that he did really badly, and I thought Gary's quite a proud guy.
Thanks, Kevin Winter.
He wouldn't play in it. Yeah. Cheers, Kevin. Nice guy, actually. Yeah, he's around a lot on the chess circuit in England. He wouldn't play in it unless he knew that he felt that he could do well, and he did actually do really well. He was like the old Gaza of old, you know. But one of the things I noticed when I was looking at chess 960 games, a lot of the positions, some of the best players in the world, and they were playing those positions.
Queen F2.
Queen F2 was a killer. You're absolutely right. Yeah, forced back ranker. Were actually like some of the positions they got, they just had no clue how to play them. So it's true that a lot of the top players, their strength is based on knowledge and understanding and pattern recognition. When you give them a position they really don't recognize at all, they're actually significantly weaker players. You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point. Yeah, a lot of their strength is based on knowledge, hard work, opening preparation, and you know it's true of me as well. You know, but at a lower level. And yeah, if you give somebody like really sharp positions that look really weird and bizarre, which you can get in chess 960, and they have nothing to go on. If you don't have the knowledge. It reminds me, I mean, I mentioned this in one of my books when I was talking about eggheads, you know, like the quiz show Eggheads. And I said that they had a question at the end of the, you know, I don't know if you ever watched Eggheads.
Yes, yeah.
And, you know, like they have like this bit at the end where if the teams are tied, they have like a sudden death questions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and the eggheads, the opponents of the eggheads had a question which they got wrong, so which meant that the eggheads won. And the question was, who directed the film The Great Escape? Right?
Okay.
I don't know if anyone in the chat
That sounds
knows.
like something that someone good at general knowledge would know, but I don't know myself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, because they didn't know it. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows it. They threw it back to the eggheads. And the eggheads had 3 people on the team at the time. I think it was Kevin, Barry, and one other. And Kevin knew it straight away, and I could tell that the other eggheads just didn't know it. But Kevin is the greatest quizzer in history, probably. Kevin Ashman. He said it was John Sturgis immediately. But what made me think it's like it doesn't really matter, what your ability is or your level, or whatever. If you just don't know the answer, you just don't know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the same with chess. If you don't know that position, you don't matter what your skill level is, you're going to get the answer wrong. Do you know what I mean? So much of chess is knowledge and accumulating knowledge. And knight d4 might be possible, but knight d4 you've got like queen a4 check or queen a7, and maybe just even allow after knight takes f3. Actually, king is very safe. So he's gone bishop c5. Knight e5 doesn't work because knight takes e5. So queen c4 I would play it just to keep the king in the center. Bishop d2 is a good move because now if you castle, you're allowing queen c4. Queen c4.
Queen c4 now. Oh, Drac
No, he didn't see it. It's careless.
He'll see it next go.
Oh, Adams has an apartment in Florida. Yeah. That's nice. Wish I had an apartment in Florida.
Just got to win a few more games, Danny.
Just got to get my rating up to 2,700 plus.
Yeah.
Rook d5 might be coming here for white.
Oops, there it is. Yeah.
Florida is quite a big place for sport as well. It's quite a big place for like tennis. I think they've got a national tennis center there, like golf. Probably a lot of these beach sports as well, like roller skate and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rook d5 is a good move. Yeah, just dominating. So how are England doing overall? Are we about to qualify?
Yeah, we should get promoted. There's only 1 minute left actually of the battle.
What league are we in?
We're in 4C, so we'll go up to League 3, probably 3.
And there's 2 above that, right?
Yeah, and so 3, 4, and all the rest of them have kind of three lots of 10 players, 10 teams, and then once you get up to Division 2 and Division 1, it's only a single lot of 10 teams. So actually from Division 3, it's harder to get promotion because you have to be the top team rather than in the top 3 teams. But we have been up to Division, I don't know whether it's 2 or 1. I think even Division 1 before. It's really tough though. Strong. Yeah.
Oh, they're quite strong teams in that division.
Oh, yeah. There's like loads of title players. So if you're not a title player, it's quite a tough evening.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. Queen f7 a move here, maybe? Or the standard in chess.
Like when you get to Division 3 and stuff, and because like Bogdan plays in some of these events.
Queen f5. Oh no, Queen f4.
And he goes, I can't believe the level of play here, and all this.
Yeah.
He's got his own way of.
Yeah. Bogdan is like a bit old school, but I mean, I like Bogdan in some ways, but obviously he's a little bit like a Bobby Fischer character. In a sense, he's got these kind of conspiracy theories, and he's got his own views on life and everything. But I think actually Bogdan's one of these people that in 20 years will actually realize he was right all along. When the planet Nibiru finally appears, and Putin is revealed to be a reptile. Yeah, I mean, but it's true. Yeah, the standard in chess now, and actually, when I played that tournament the other day, Natasha. Down in Leamington Spa, actually. and I was really, impressed by the standard and depth. Yeah, it was just like there was so many good players, so many good young players as well.
Unlucky.
I was a bit careless finish there by White. Got a bit tired, ran out of energy.
Yeah. Okay. Tournament complete. English chess players have won.
Wow.
Congratulations, English chess players. I'm going to write good games in the chat. And yeah, so up to League 3C next time. Congratulations, all the players. Thanks, Danny. That's been lots of fun. Just
Yeah,
chatting.
no, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, a little bit of banter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very nice. Thanks everybody in the chat for watching. I've got to work out how to end the stream. There we go. End the stream. Bye-bye.